Hello and welcome back to the Q&A. So as always, if you have any questions or anything like that, please leave them down in the, not the description, the comments, because I can totally talk right. Anyway, so the first question comes from, Peter Gudjorgensen. Yeah, I can totally speak whatever language that is. And then also Rain Flesh, I think. Basically, these guys have got similar questions. So, Peter asks, what do you think about the possibility of seeing the Dark Below and Neolotha in Warlords of Draenor? And then Rain asks, do you think that there is a possibility to see the Old Gods in Warlords of Draenor? Right, first of all, Peter, so, the possibility of seeing the Dark Below, right? The Dark Below would really have to be its own expansion, so I don't think that we'll see that much of it in Warlords. Also, since the Dark Below is in Azeroth, or not in Azeroth, sorry, yes, the Dark Below is in Azeroth, whereas Warlords is on Draenor. They're two different planets, and actually the expansions happen in different time frames, whereas, well, because we're going to a alternate timeline 35 years in the past, which pretty much means they can't really, you can't really have a bridge between them. So, yeah, we're not going to see the Dark Below or anything like that. As for Neolotha, well, we don't actually know what Neolotha is. Some people say it's a giant city, some say it's another planet. Personally, I am erring on the side of it being a planet, which means we can probably have an expansion there. Now, the cool thing about Neolotha is that, of course, it's supposedly the home of the Old Gods. And what's cool about that is the Old Gods are manipulative bastards. What we do know about Warlords of Draenor is that the Old God, or not the Old God, sorry, is that there is something behind pulling the scenes. Or pulling the strings, even. Behind the scenes, pulling the strings. Now, think of nearly every single World of Warcraft villain, like Deathwing, Arthas. Okay, let's think of Deathwing and Arthas, because other villains are totally unrelated. But those two guys, essentially, they were very much influenced by the Old Gods. One of the things that drove Arthas slowly mad, okay, it was the Whispers from the Blade, but also Yogg-Saron. We see in the Yogg-Saron fight some stuff with him and the Lich King, and it's definitely heavily implied that Yogg-Saron did have something to do with Arthas' fall. So yeah, they're very tricksy, and they're very much into tooling around behind the scenes and screwing things up for us. So, a Space Old God could happen, and we did see the Arakoa, or however you pronounce them. Yeah, we did see them trying to summon an Old God or something like that on Outland, so there's probably Old Gods in space, meaning these guys could be trying to do something, and they could somehow be pulling the strings in regards to something in Warlords. Also, if these Akoa do worship Old Gods, then we are going to be seeing them in the Spires of Iraq. Did I say Iraq? I meant Arak. Yeah, we're not going to Iraq, though that would be a very weird expansion. Anyway, so yeah, there's a good chance that we will see Old Gods. No, there's not a good chance. There is a small chance that we'll see Old Gods, or at least they'll be woven into the story somehow. Blizzard often do like to weave in Old Gods. At any rate, though, we're probably going to see Neolotha at some point, and the only reason they would have teased the name Neolotha through things like Yogg-Saron's puzzle box is if they were going to be creating, not explanation, oh my god. Wow, my brain is broken. Just to create hype around something. Speculation, that was the word. Yeah, so they put in Neolotha to make speculation so that in the future when there is an Old Gods Neolotha expansion, people will be like, oh, I see what they did a few years ago. They're clever. Essentially, that's probably what will happen. And then Rain says, what do you think about the possibility of seeing Old Gods? Well, I kind of covered it, and yeah, it's possible, but I'd say it's probably not likely, at least until the very final patch, where we may hear something. However, it is probably slightly more likely that we will see something about the Burning Legion. There's actually one other point to say, and Silas left a comment in a previous video saying that the Twisting Nether didn't really have something to do with different time frames and dimensions, or at least possibly. Now, Kil'jaeden is known for being cunning and tricking around with things, so it's possible that Kil'jaeden from the Twisting Nether is one of the guys pulling the strings in Warlords. Honestly, though, it's just kind of hard to know. Anyway, so there is question 1. Let's move on to the second. This is from Zykotic, XYKOTIC. And he says, do you think the Death Knight should get extra customization with Warlords? Do you think other classes should get class-specific customization? Then he said, for an example, give the DK things like rotting flesh and humans, smoky blue eyes instead of a blue dot, things like that. Well, first of all, I'd hope perhaps they would have a little bit more definition with that whole blue eye thing when they're doing a pass of the models, but I think some class-specific customization would be really cool. So maybe a druid can get some of those druidy tattoos or something. Same for a shaman. Maybe, I don't know, a hunter can get something hunter related. A warrior can have battle scars. Yeah, as you said, Death Knights could be slightly rotten or something like that. Absolutely. The more customization, the better. And people's characters are very much like, there's something it's your character, so the more customization they let players do, the more attached they are to their character. I guess there's a bit of a, yeah, I don't know, they could maybe tie some of them to achievements, so if you were like involved in a certain battle, you could get an achievement, and that means you were scarred in the battle, therefore you can display that scar in your character or something. But that said, as cool as that would be from a character story perspective, maybe it kind of sucks to hide things like that beyond a, well, actually, no. Because if you have the base customization for your guy, right? And then you can unlock class-specific customization things based on some, like, just things you do. That'd be really cool. So you can actually find out if someone is a badass hunter because they have some hunter-specific customizations, or you know that shaman or that druid killed a really important boss because they have a really cool tattoo or something. So yeah, I think absolutely more class-specific stuff would be awesome, and that is a hell of a good question. So thank you, actually. I may roll that into one of my suggestion videos for World of Warcraft. Let's see, what next? Let's take, yes, Aidan McFarlane, who says, why don't you have looms on my Tauren Hunter? Well, first of all, it's on another server, and I don't have any Hunter heirlooms. Also, and as weird as this sounds, well, first of all, that character, I don't really give a shit about it, because the chances are I won't be fully playing it up. It's really just there to have some nice footage, and I think there's something nice where, like, the leveling of that character is something that's just done in the Q&A videos. And it is on the largest PvP server on like in EU, so maybe I will do some PvP in those characters, and I would like to see things from the horde perspective. In terms of no heirlooms, I just want to experience every zone at level. I don't want to have to bother with out-leveling zones, so essentially that's why I'm not. Let's see, other questions. There was one, I just can't find it in my list. Crap. Yeah, the next one, and this actually has a broader discussion to it. It's from MaxG98, who says, are you going to make leveling videos? So, this is really going to involve more of a talk about me and Let's Plays, because I haven't, well, basically, I don't like Let's Plays. I never want to do them on the channel if possible. Or not never, but I never want them to be a prominent part of the channel. If you want an example of someone who is, like, all famous and shit that I have the same opinion as, it would be Total Biscuit. I just think the Let's Plays are often the lowest, most easy, simple, and without any creativity or talent thing that you can do. Now, that's for the most part. There are some people, like, say, Jesse Cox, who are just really talented and funny individuals that can do a lot of good in a Let's Play. Guys like them, fine, but there's so many Let's Players on the internet who just jump into a game, day one, completely just try to, bandwagon everything. They bring no quality, they bring nothing interesting. I mean, I saw this guy, fuck, it was terrible. He was doing this Bioshock Infinite Let's Play, and it basically involved the whole videos of him screaming, "Oh, hey, Liz!" Because, or Lizzie, because he couldn't just say Elizabeth, which is the character's name, because, Lizzie is totally or whatever stupid shortening he was using was totally something appropriate to the fucking era of the game, and the guy was basically just commenting on, "Oh, look, a fucking vending machine! Holy shit, look at this!" And it was just these people adding nothing of any value to the video, and it was just so fucking shameless. So that's one thing. Also, it's very easy to pump out like 10 Let's Plays a day or some bullshit like that, and I don't want them clogging up the channel. My whole emphasis on the channel is quality and consistency, and I don't think that a Let's Play series would really bring that out. The one closest thing to a Let's Play I have done is the whole Northrend thing. And honestly, the Northrend thing is just because I love the zone. I feel I can add some decent commentary to it. And honestly, the only reason I do a video like that is because I have a topic that I can kind of do a ramble on. Like, they are my ramble videos. That's the only reason I do them. It's not really a Let's Play. In terms of multiplayer games, I don't think you can Let's Play a multiplayer game because the gameplay and the story of the match comes from you yourself. So that's why I'm fine doing like a Hearthstone video, because it's not a Let's Play. It's not like you're Let's Playing a single player game and essentially just shamelessly ripping off the developer's work and getting money for yourself. I mean, okay, I think that because what enables me to make money from the videos I make is the same that enables them, I think it should be okay. But if you think like Warcraft Daily, I put 10 times more work into that than any of those Let's Players do, just because by nature of Let's Plays, they are simply the easiest thing to do. Other than, I know, just, I don't like Let's Plays, and I don't think they have a place in this channel in any major form, so sorry to sound like a dick, but essentially, that's it. I mean, they're just, I don't like them. Now, that said, if I was doing World of Warcraft Let's Play, I probably could do better than most, because, like, I've played this game for 8 years, I have a fuck ton of knowledge about nearly everything, apart from PvP. Like, I know loads of lore, I've been really experienced in PvE, I've been really skilled in PvE when I try, so, I mean, yeah, I probably could do good Let's Plays, it's just, it's not really where I want to take the channel, I suppose, and honestly, going forward, like, ideally, right, after this Warlords beta, I'd want to be at maybe 40, 50,000 subscribers, and I actually want to be respected, because I think respect's really important, and I don't think that me just making some, like, random troll and just taking it around the place and doing dumbass videos, I just don't think that really lends to me being respected in the whole scene, and that's just really not where I want to take the channel. So, yeah, OMG, so professional. I think there is another question, I just need to find it in this list, because I'm so well prepared, obviously. So let's see, we've covered Death Knights, we've covered leveling, we've covered heirlooms, we've covered, oh no, we've actually covered every question I have. Look at this live video production, and we're 11 minutes in. Let's see, is there something quick that we can do? Okay, Ethan Lee says, what kind of new battle pets would you like to see in capturing the new expansion? Well, first of all, I think there's actually been a bit of a problem with critters and beasts, where the critters and beasts, all that kind of, like, they're so small and cute, stuff like that. And that's fine. I'm cool with small and cute things. But it would be really awesome if we could get some, like, really badass, brutal animals, because one of the major things about Warlords of Draenor is that the planet is brutal and savage. So if that was reflected in the kind of pets we'd be able to capture, I think that would be really cool. We can also do some cool elementals, I guess, because there's probably some, like, really primal elementals just chilling out in Draenor, so I'd like that. So yeah, there's that question, and screw it, let's just take one more for this video. It's from Bo Bubbies, who says, hey, I was wondering about the unsung heroes of Warcraft 3, like, when you summon any hero in the game, they have names, and he just wanted to know if they're of any lore significance. This is essentially the heroes from Warcraft 3, honestly, no. Sorry to just kind of rain in your day, but these guys are just there for the point of, hey, this is a cool shaman, let's develop him a little bit beyond the normal shaman minion that you'd make. But no, they're really not of any major lore significance. Okay, well, perhaps one or two of them might, but there's so many of them, I'm just not sure. I'll be sure, though, when I'm doing my lore videos and making the list for all the characters I can cover, that I will just have a little skim through the Warcraft 3 ones and see if any of those heroes actually translated into being kind of cool characters. But anyway, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Because we ended up going through a few questions there, we don't exactly have a ginormous amount left. Sorry, had to jump cut there. Yeah, basically, thank you for watching. If you have any questions, leave them in the description, and I will see you next time.